Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody. It's Jamie and Marcus here.
Welcome to Test of Thyme
Love, passion, and hustle in the restaurant business.
in episode number 34.
34. Excellent.
Yeah, it's
Excellent.
2024.
Sure is. It's the first month of 2024, so January, which is almost over,
Yeah,
which is kind of crazy to think that 4 weeks ago we were ringing in the new year, and now we're going into a new month in a couple days. So
yeah. So
kind of crazy.
let's talk about the new year.
Sure.
New year, new things, new challenges, new goals. What's going on in the restaurant?
Our restaurant.
Our
So we own a restaurant in upstate New York, about an hour and a half north of New York City, in a small little quaint town of Ellenville. And we have been here 20 years. And so we have seen a lot. I don't want to say we've seen everything, but we have definitely seen a lot in the restaurant business. And I have to say, going into 2024, I felt like this was one of our most challenging years in terms of staffing.
It is.
I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what the answer is. But I don't even know if I've told you this, but I feel that there is no checking through the Department of Labor if people are actually applying for jobs, looking for jobs, things like that. And I wonder if that has something to do with it. I wonder if the unemployment.
Yeah. So I know, like, when I was unemployed once,
Right.
to get unemployment, I had to
Prove
that I was doing 2 job searches a week, and that I could verify and sign off and report to that. I wonder how that works these days in the digital age. This is the 90s.
Right. So, maybe some of these interviews that we're getting are coming in because they have to come in for an interview.
Maybe.
But I would think that you'd need to get signed off on it. Like that you came in for an interview. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like there's great, and maybe it's our area, but a lot of people moved up here from New York City. So you'd think that there would be a little bit more, more people looking for jobs, more qualified people.
I think what's happened in our area is more people moved up here with a lot of money, New York City money.
Yeah, you're probably right.
They pushed out, they drove up the housing prices,
and
rent prices are astronomical.
Housing prices, yeah.
You can't get an apartment. So the like somebody who's like a line cook or a server who makes 45,000-50,000 a year, they're priced out of the market and they can't afford an apartment here anymore. I think is really was
part. And the people that are moving up here are not looking for those types of jobs.
They're not looking for those types of jobs,
right?
No.
Because they're working from home, or they've started their own businesses, and they're
work remotely,
right?
Or they go into the office. We have friends here who drive in New York City 2 days a week, work in an office, and stay up here and work remotely the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Then they'll spend 2 nights in the city and then come up here and spend them. Right. So it all varies. And that's been happening for years. But for the first time, like in many, many, many years, first of all, I mentioned this in other episodes, I'm cooking more than I ever have.
Yes.
When we first opened.
Now you're cooking more, even more than you ever have.
It's fun though, and I'm enjoying it. And it's twofold. I really enjoy the cooking. I enjoy being creative. I enjoy doing all those dishes.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy all that. And I know the kitchen is in top shape with me standing there cooking. The downside is I have to stand there and cook.
Well, you're there.
I'm there.
You're there.
I'm with other people.
And I think you were a little withdrawn for a little bit of time from the kitchen.
I was.
And so it's nice to see you in there. But I would agree, it's hard for us to do anything. Like to go, our son plays D1 baseball. Like we're not even sure how many games we're going to get to this spring, and it's his senior year. So it's like you want to get to all this stuff and you want to do it, but you don't have the staff there to back you up so that you can do those
capable
things.
Bodies.
Yeah.
To do it.
Yeah.
And we've shortened the menu down. We've made it easier. We have trips coming where we're going to Sicily. And, I posted a TikTok video because we were recently away in Punta Cana. It's not like we're not taking a little time off. We can.
Right.
With super proper planning, but it's not like it used to be where I would jump into the kitchen when they were super busy.
You've always told our staff that at any given moment, you want to be able to say, I'm not going to be here tonight.
Right. Right.
Right. And
Like,
be prepared, be ready, and I'm not going to be
right.
here.
Like when Jim and Shannon were here
Hmm.
during COVID,
Hmm.
and they came in here with their motorhome, and they looked at us and said, they came from the West Coast and they were here a week. And they said, we're going to go to Maine. Why don't you go with us?
And
And
we were
we looked
like,
at each other and said, okay,
okay.
let's
And we
go.
hopped in their motorhome and we went. But it's just I'm not really sure what the answer is. And
We don't have that flexibility.
we don't have that flexibility now to jump out and go. I mean, and the same with me behind the bar. I mean, I'm teaching people behind the bar. I'm teaching them how to bartend. You don't really get, I don't really have as many qualified people to make drinks
Right.
as I used to
As
have.
you used to,
And
make some great
there are people that I can call to come in and pick up that position when I need
One of
them.
the challenges is our slowest 3 months of the year right now.
Right.
January, February, March are our
Right.
3 slowest months. So we even run a skeleton staff during this time,
Right.
which is one of the another downfall of where we are, what we do. And other restaurants are facing a similar situation. And other restaurants don't have.
But a lot of restaurants are closing.
They are.
You know, you're hearing independent restaurants closing left and
We
right.
hear it left and right every day.
Also, you know, I also think the dumbing down of our society has happened from these big corporations that are just opening packages and they have cooks in there.
Right.
Right. And they have people who are warming things up and heating them and off they go.
We have line cooks coming in that are $20 an hour that just have open boxes of food. They open boxes, they drop it in a fryer, everything from chicken cordon bleu to French fries.
But we don't do that.
And we don't do that.
Maybe we're a dying breed, our type of restaurant, in terms of, you know,
so
local, independent, coming up with new things. I mean, maybe that's the problem.
There's not many of us. So part of the dumbing down of everybody is people's palates are dumbing down too.
Mm-hmm.
Another chef here in the Hudson Valley.
And they're in a hurry too. People are in a hurry to eat, right? They're in a hurry. They want to be in and out because they have so many things going on in their lives and they don't want to sit for 2 hours.
Right.
And I'm not saying that that's everybody, and I'm not saying that's all the time for everybody, but for the majority of the time, that's not what they're looking for.
So a local chef last week posted in one of the restaurant groups here in the Hudson Valley. Like, he goes, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but he goes, I'm trying to say here, so many people, if you think this crap food is good, things that are coming out of boxes and containers, all of you are raving on this site about restaurants that are using
pre-made food.
Right,
pre-made food.
And this is what you think food is, and that's not what food is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know, I'm listening to a lot of books right now. I just finished the Eric Rapé book from Le Bernardin. I'm listening to Jean Georges book, and it's bringing me back to my younger days as a chef, working for chefs that were very demanding, working for chefs that expected perfection, working for, you know, the Greenbrier, the Broadmoor, working at Le Temps Clair, Michelin 3-star. Just the food and level.
Put up with some of the things that you have to put up with nowadays with your staff.
Right.
Right? Like they just wouldn't put up with the excuses. Like you don't show up for work, they're going to hire somebody else right behind you.
So I haven't had the excuse from an employee why they can't come to work because their car's overheating in many years.
Mm-hmm.
Many years. I didn't even know cars still overheated. Well, last week alone, two separate employees. One employee that was leaving that gave notice, and a new employee that was coming in to work his first night, his interview night. Two separate employees, cars overheating in 20-degree weather outside, 10-degree weather outside. Their cars are overheating.
It's just hard to believe, right? It's hard to believe the stories sometimes. It's hard to believe that that is possible these days, or that's what's happening.
I tell all my employees, I said, listen, I've heard so many excuses. This week alone, I've heard so many excuses that I'm immune to it all. And I'm sure you're going to come up with a legitimate excuse of why you need to miss work. And I'm just going to apologize now because I'm immune to it all. And I look at everything like a grain of salt, and I'm like, Yeah, another story, another story, another story. So I've seen employees that have come in and just do nothing but lie through their teeth. And the staff members are like, this person's a liar. This person's a liar.
I mean, I think they think we're dumb as bosses and that we just fall for it because we have no choice. And they are kind of right now because there aren't as many choices out there in the work pool, banging down our door like they used to be. And to
Indeed.
get a really good employee, it can be far and in between. I don't want to say very hard, but it can be far and in between to get that one staff member that's really good.
Right. That's really good. You have to hire five
Five to
to
keep
get
one. Yeah.
And that's typically what we do. We hire over hire. I learned that at the Greenbrier. They would hire another 50 cooks every year, and they were lucky if 15 or 20
Stayed.
cooks was lasting at the end of the summer. Very demanding job in the kitchen there. And there's something I was going to say about oh, Indeed. We place ads on Indeed, and we get tons of applicants. But you put in there, need cooking experience, this, and you're applying for a line chef job, you're applying for a sous chef job to help run a kitchen.
I don't even think these people know what those jobs are
They
anymore.
don't.
They have
They
no
have
idea.
no
They
idea.
just know they're applying for a kitchen job.
Yep. And I put in there, this, and this. I put in what you be responsible for cooking this, cooking meats, cooking fish. And you have people that are applying that work at delis and work the cash register. Oh, I have 3 years cooking experience. I have 2 years cooking. Or people that have no cooking experience.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to cook, and this would be a great opportunity for me to come work at a restaurant. And I'm sorry, but I need to throw somebody on the line, and we got to rock and roll.
Right.
You want to come work
And throwing them on the line is actually cooking. It's not opening bags and putting them into a
Right.
deep fryer or opening something and boiling it.
Right.
Or, it's not like that. I mean, that's not our type of restaurant.
Right. You want your first job in a restaurant, come as a bus person or a prep cook and see what you like and see where you want to go.
And nobody wants to start at the bottom.
No.
Nobody wants to start as the sweeper, as I joke around and say, nobody wants to start out as a dishwasher, right?
Yep.
I mean, they all want to be
what was that
highest.
What was that funny thing I read to you? A person applied to us
you actually sent it to me, and I thought it was really funny.
Yes.
I'm gonna open it because
people on their resumes, this is one thing that on their people's resumes, if they work for a place for a month, they put it on their resume. I'm like, a month shows nothing except that you can't hold a job. That proves to me you can't hold a job. And all these people put 1 month here, 2 months there, 3 months there, and
I don't know if you ever sent it to me.
And you have like 6 jobs over the course of a year or 2 years. I'm like, okay, I'm hiring somebody, writing's on the wall. I'm hiring somebody who's literally going to stay with us 2 months, if that, and be gone. So this person,
I don't have
this person
it.
listed a fast food chain. It listed McDonald's on their resume on Indeed.
I thought you sent it to
me. And they
me.
worked there for 2 days, it said. Worked here for 2 days. Quit because the manager insulted a customer, and then the manager hid behind me and the customer got irate, so I quit. For 2 days like that? Don't even put that on your resume.
Right.
Like, don't even a month. Don't even put on your resume. Like, that's your little secret that you work somewhere. We have people applying that have no work experience in the last year and a half. I'm like, questions I'm asking, like,
what have you been doing?
What have you been doing? Like, what have you been doing?
Yeah.
And a lot of people still aren't working.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean, I find it's crazy. I don't really know what the answer is. We just keep brainstorming every day. We're brainstorming.
So what do we want to accomplish in the restaurant this year? Like, what are some of our big goals?
Big goal is to get a chef in the kitchen. I mean, I would say that's probably one of our big goals. I mean, we have a bunch of big goals, right? I mean, I have a whole list in my,
you have a lot of personal goals and business goals.
I have a lot of goals this year, which is unusual for me to have so many. But every time I think of something, I just write it down, whether it's big or small. I would like to, I'd like to travel more, obviously, but that's not really a restaurant goal, but I'd like to get our sales up. I'd like to lower our labor cost. That's a big one. But, as minimum wage increases, you can't raise your prices as much as you really have to
Right.
cover all of those things
New
these
York State
days.
just took another wage
Another
increase,
wage increase.
and it's tough to cover our. I mean, we had to go through our menu, and we had to raise prices again based upon an increase of labor.
Mhm.
And that wasn't even because the food increased. That was just because of labor.
And food increases every week too.
Oh my God.
You know, every time we're turning around, food is increasing. So I think we have to be a little bit more creative in our menu, which I think you're doing a really great job at, and finding things that we can get what we need to for each dish,
Right.
right?
Right.
And charge
Like
what we need.
I drove to Jersey City a couple of weeks, not Jersey City, the other city down there, Newark. I drove to Newark a few weeks ago to stock up on a bunch of things from this sale that was happening. Octopus, frozen octopus. There was a bunch of things, lamb shanks. There was a big sale going on with one of our distributors, and they don't really distribute up here, so we get a little discount for going down there. And I literally stocked up, and like octopus, half the price of what we would buy it from a regular distributor. Same quality, I think better quality than what I bought.
Better quality,
Better
probably.
quality.
Yeah.
And it was literally half the price. It took me 4 hours out of
No,
my
it took
day.
your whole day.
Took my whole
It
day. Well, I
ended up
stopped for
taking your whole-
lunch.
Well, it ended up taking your whole day.
Yeah.
No matter what way you look at it, it took your whole day.
Took my whole day.
Your whole day was gone.
My whole day was gone.
So, and you don't have that luxury to be gone for that long.
I don't.
So it's a give and take sometimes.
And we saved $1,000, $1,500 on a meat bill.
Right.
And but that money right there, you know,
Hopefully will make you what
will
you
make
need
us
to help
to
cover.
cover more expenses, the higher expenses, and the other things that are offset with a
Mhm.
high food cost. And a funny thing, I was looking at buying truffles, and I was going back and forth to truffles and Oregon truffles. We used to buy Oregon truffles in Colorado. I used to pay $90 a pound for white Oregon truffles. I looked online. There's one of my Facebook friends sells white truffles from Oregon. So I messaged her and said, "Hey, how much are truffles delivered to New York?" And she said $600. And I said, 600. I'm thinking to myself, 600. 25 years ago, they were $90.
$620.
$600.
$600.
20 years ago, 20
years ago, it was
they were $90.
$90.
And that's not, a pandemic thing. That's just things just going up and up and up.
Yeah.
But you don't realize like a $90, that's increased 6 times. Like we could never
You couldn't get
we
that.
could never take a dish that was $10
And now charge
20 years ago and charge $60 for
Right.
these days.
right.
You couldn't do it. But we're facing ingredients like a lot of these ingredients are double the price of what they were. Cooking oil is double the price. Olive oil is double the price.
Mhm.
All this stuff is double the price. And there's no way we can go through our menu and say we have to double the price on things. Chicken, everything. At one point,
Right.
chicken wings were outrageous, and so the challenge is budgeting.
So what
So-
so what do you think one of your goals for our restaurant is?
Well, so one of my big goals was to decrease the inventory here.
Okay.
I want to decrease the inventory, and I said to you the other day, it's so nice.
Nice. Yeah.
Walking into the cooler, going into the freezers, and having lots of room now, and seeing like everything we have and right there. And so we're already accomplishing that goal. We shortened the menu down because I want to do some different executions in the kitchen. I like the sous vide stuff. So my goal is to keep the menu really fresh, smaller, rotate inventory through. I mean, we decreased inventory already by $5,000-6,000, and it feels really good to go in and see that
Wow. Yeah.
that decrease of
Yeah.
of inventory. I want to keep growing the bar program at the restaurant.
I mean, I would like to train a little bit more. Train, right? Like
Mhm.
get our staff
We
on
have a
our
great training
platform. Yeah.
Right, we have a great training program, but I want to develop the bar more. We just got awarded top 10 restaurants, bars to drink at in Hudson Valley for Yelp, and our agave spirits, our tequila stuff. I want to keep doing events. Every time we do a tequila tasting, a wine tasting, every time
Yeah.
we do these, we get a good crowd, and we get people that spend money, and we develop this loyal following
Mhm.
from a lot of this stuff. But if I'm in the kitchen, I can't
Can't
be
do that.
doing all of that. So I need to leverage more salespeople to come and help me with these tastings and do these. So,
Yeah.
um,
Those are some big goals.
yeah.
So
We haven't done a whiskey
So
tasting in
we're-
over a decade.
yeah, so we're thinking outside the box, right? So we have to think outside the box to bring people in. And I think a whiskey tasting, I think that's one of our big goals for this
Right.
year.
We used to do,
More
we done,
tastings.
used to do a couple whiskey tastings
Yeah.
a year 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I want to definitely increase our merchandise sales, our shirts, and it's something I want to go over you with. Our shirts, I want to give the staff compensation for selling stuff. I don't care if we don't even make money from selling a shirt, a hat, give the profit to the staff, do something over the compensation program for staff, and that's one of my goals as well. So you have a list, I have a list.
Yeah.
I think the most important thing in any restaurant, in any business, is you have to keep moving forward.
You always have to be thinking and thinking and thinking and changing and fitting the times. I think that's also, a big thing that restaurants need to do. And, read, I have a magazine on my desk that just says the trends for 2024. And that's my goal for tonight, is to see what the trends are going towards and where people are going. And I have to say, I bet mezcal and tequila is in there. I guarantee you mezcal and tequila is in there.
Yep.
I think we kind of seem to be on the forefront of
100%
the
right.
horizon all the time. And so we're a little ahead of that. I would love to see more bars in our area carry better wines, better spirits. I think that would be awesome as well,
Yep.
to help train and
Yep.
do that.
I want
So
to do more consulting for restaurants, help. I want to
we
develop.
were actually asked today to
Yep,
consult.
consult.
Yep.
I consulted a restaurant in Brooklyn recently
Mhm.
on their tequila menu.
Mhm.
And I've been doing this for so long, I was able to do literally in 30 minutes
But most
what would
people would
take
take a week.
a week
Yeah.
or year or 6 months to really plan, because I know the vendors, I know the
Mhm.
products, I know everything.
Yeah.
So that was very easy for me to do. And that was a lot of fun. I'd like to do more of that.
Yeah.
There's something else I wanted to throw in the mix here. We'll keep talking. We're almost done with this
Well,
episode.
excellent.
Anyway.
So
Well, we like to keep these episodes short,
yes,
20 minutes max.
I think we're a little over
We're
20.
probably a little bit over 20. Yeah. So
But we appreciate you listening to us,
Oh.
and we rant and rave, and we talk, and we talk real time stuff. Like,
yep.
our love for our business is so great, our passion is so great, and our hustle is even. People say to us all the time, "I don't know how you do what you do."
Right.
So
So one of the things that I did recently, talking about learning and keep learning and growing, I went to AI, Chat GPT. I like Write Sonic too. And I said, round up all the best food YouTube channels that are run, or food channels that are by professional chefs that are in the professional chef realm, not like a Martha Stewart or like a home cook. But I want to know people like Rick Bayless, who I watch all the time. I want to know people like that. Who are the other ones in this industry that have YouTube channels that are doing stuff? And YouTube's a great way to learn. And I watch consume a lot of YouTube, and I've watched a lot of Rick Bayless. I watch a lot of other chefs. There's this one channel called Sous Vide Everything. The guy's amazing. I want to find more channels like that I can learn more.
I like that.
So that was one thing I did. And I have a whole list in Google Drive, and I'm going through and I'm subscribing to those YouTube channels to start watching some cool videos on that.
That's awesome.
So
Well, excellent.
And we didn't have this 20 years ago.
No, we did not. There's a lot of things we didn't have, which helps make things better and easier. I mean, you can see all your books back here, right? You used to sit and read these books.
Right.
Now you can go online and pick up just about anything and Google anything, right? And see what's out there. So,
yep.
All right,
folks.
This is Jamie and Marcus.
Go to Restaurant Growth Secrets University or 50mistakes.com. Get our free book over there. Lots of cool things on how to run a restaurant, lots of video, lots of content over there. And we are going to be relaunching that platform, the coaching platform, at a really reduced price. In fact, we might even give a free course out there for restaurant owners on wine and stuff to train their staff and things like that. I've been working with a business coaching buddy, and we want to develop that platform to help other restaurateurs in this realm. And of course, I'll be speaking in Vegas on this topic.
March. Yes.
So all right, love, passion, and hustle, restaurant growth secrets, and of course our restaurant, Aroma Thyme, THYME bistro.com. Everybody have a great day.